Hi, this is Sherry at sherrygraham.com, and today I wanted to take a look at Homeschool Planet. Now, I have tried using some online planners before and just got frustrated because I'm kind of a more relaxed homeschooler, and when I make out my lesson plans, they're not necessarily by the day and time. I kind of make a list of all of the things I want to accomplish, and then we just work through it. And so um, I wanted to see what Homeschool Planet would do. I've heard so many good things about Homeschool Planet, and I just wanted to see if there was any possibility that this might be something that I could use. So I'm just going to take some time and kind of go through the different options that are available, some different things that you can do in Homeschool Planet, and just share how I am at least trying this out and seeing if I can make it work for my own homeschool situation. So as you can see, Homeschool Planet is a planner that you can plan out your homeschool lessons. Now it's actually more than just that. And I want to show you along the edges here, you can add some widgets. Now I've just got a Bible verse widget. So each day it pops up a different Bible verse, which is kind of nice. Just gives you a little bit of encouragement each day. But you can also add different kinds of widgets. There's one for weather, so you can see what the weather is like. There's one for a to-do list, so you can create, if you've got lists, things that you need to get done, and then you can send the list or you can print it. So I think you can send it to someone via email. There's a shopping list that you can also create lists and then print them or send them. There's a place to record a reading list. So if you've got, books that you read aloud together, that would be a good place to record that list that you're reading. There's the daily Bible verse. There's a daily quote, which is just kind of an uplifting quote. And then there's a Google search type thing where you can actually do a search right here in Homeschool Planet. And then there's also a way that you can message your family members. So when you set up your profiles let me just get out of that. When you set up your family profiles, you can indicate in there their own individual email addresses so that you can send messages to each other if you need to. I did not set that up because most of my kids don't have their own email address, and I just wasn't going to use that part of it. So that's kind of nice that you can really make this kind of an all-in-one household planner. You can not only have your lesson plans, but you can also, if you have a Google Calendar where maybe you keep your family calendar with appointments and stuff, you can actually have that import and show up. As you can see here, I have mine set up here to import in my Google Calendar any appointments that I have. So I've used Google Calendar for a lot of years now for our family calendar where I keep track of my menus and all kinds of stuff. But if you want to, you can use Homeschool Planet as your all-around household planner if you want to, as your calendar, as your lesson plan maker, all kinds of stuff. So let me start by just going into some of the settings here. It's under settings in general. There's some options here where you can hide completed assignments. So once an assignment has been done and you check it, so it shows up green, it will hide it. And I just put yes for that. There's different formats for the time and date. You can specify what hours of the day, kind of the range that you want to show on the planner, what day of the week you want the planner to start on. If you want to receive a daily and a weekly digest, kind of showing the work that needs to be done that week or that day, you can put that information in there. There's a place to fill in all of your school information. This one is, I'll kind of get into this in a little bit, but Homeschool Planet helps you each day as you log into your Homeschool Planet account. It will kind of help you if you have assignments from previous days that were not completed. It will pop up if you have this checked to yes, it will pop up a little helper window that will help you figure out what you want to do with those assignments. Do you want to delete them? Do you want to move them? Or whatever. So anyway, and there's some grading helpers too. So when you get ready to do grading. And then there's some display options. If you have assignments that are scheduled, they're shared assignments by more than one child, you can have it set so you only have to check one checkbox and it will indicate that all of those children have completed that assignment. It does give you, you can click it on the assignment. You can have it open up so you can only check specific students, but it gives you a little shortcut there. If you want that, you can say yes. You can list the timed events before all day or no particular time events. And I will show you, I have that set to yes, and I'll show you why in just a minute. You can have your family list heading, which is up here above all of your different people in your family. You can, I just left it my family. That's probably the default. And then here you can select the size of the font that you want for your calendar. Okay, the next tab is the school years. Here's where you would set up your homeschool year. I've got, let's see, I've got the 2018, 2019, I've got set up in here kind of through the end of the year. And then I've kind of tentatively, roughly sketched out the 2019, 2020 year. So in here, you can have your first day and your last day. You can indicate if you have certain days of the week that you do not do school. You can check those on or off. I know some people do like a 4-day week. So if you do that, you can just click off Friday. And then on here, this is where it will show the days that you are not doing school. The green check marks are all of the days that you are doing school. And then these X boxes are dates that you have gone in. And if you want holidays, you can click to have certain holidays and stuff marked off for school. So some of those are marked off because like there's Labor Day. So you can have those, checked off. And if you want to change them anytime, you can just go through and click a day that you want to mark off. And it will kind of keep a tally here of your school days of what you've got scheduled. So that's kind of helpful. On the subjects, here's where you set up all of your subjects that you're going to cover, kind of your core subjects, any electives. If you want to indicate that it is a core subject, you can do, click yes, and that will indicate that that subject is a core subject. Here's the grading scales. You can set up your different categories and then the scale that you want to set up for your grading. Here's where you can track your class hours. You may not need to use this, but if you want to, it's available here that you can check. And there's a couple different methods. You can do an assignment method where it just you can record the time spent on each assignment, or you can do a class method, which will record just the total time spent on a class each day. So when you set up your classes, you can indicate how much time that you plan on spending each day on that class, and then it will just tally it up for you each day. Now, here's where you can share a Google Calendar. So what I did was I went into my Google Calendar that I use for any appointments that we have outside the house or anything that is a timed appointment that we have to be at or be available for each day. I got the shared calendar link there and put it in here and told it what color I wanted that calendar to be. And so I clicked red just because I want it to get my attention. And then it will pull in, like here you can see I had a mastermind call today at 1:30. And so here it pulled in that information for me so I could see it. Along with, sometimes it's just nice to have some of those, even though you may not look at your Homeschool Planet calendar necessarily to check on what you're supposed to do that day for outside appointments. But when you're going through and kind of doing your lesson planning and figuring out what you want to do each day, it does help to know, if you've got any outside appointments that you're going to be gone maybe for part of the day, then you can adjust your lesson plans accordingly. Okay, then the last tab is just some different themes and some different colors. So you can kind of go in and really customize it to make it the way that you want it, to make it nice and pretty. Okay, so that was the settings. The print button, what this will do is it will print whatever you have up in the window. So this is the planner view. Maybe I'll go to the calendar. So here's the calendar view of today. Let me go to tomorrow. Okay, so here's the calendar view for tomorrow, and it just kind of shows it shows the schoolwork that's assigned for that day. It shows church, what time for church tomorrow night at the top. And if I wanted to print that out, let's say that you want to print out, and here I'm showing the calendars for everyone. So if you wanted to print out just one calendar, for you to check off what's done, you could just print this out. Now, if you wanted to just show one child, you can check just one child and then it will show just their work. So then you'd be able to go in and you could print out, what you want them to work on or what their assignments are that day. So there's a lot of different options that you can use. So that is my calendar view. And I should show, there's one that says use condensed view. And that is really, well, let me explain how I set this up, because I set up all of my lesson plans not on specific time segments during the day. So here is your calendar, with the times, and here's where it shows, the church. But I decided I just didn't like having it set to a certain time. I basically just wanted to have a list of what I wanted to accomplish that day. So when I set up let me click that so I can show it here. When I set these up, I set them up as an all-day class with no specific time. And then what it does is it bumps them up to the top here. And then you have your regular calendar down here. Now, when I'm in the calendar view and I click on the used condensed view, it just kind of takes away that time calendar because there's nothing really on there. It puts my one item that was on that calendar up here at the top, and then the rest of our classwork here. So that's the calendar view. The planner view is another, and this is probably what I tend to use more. But this just shows the daily plan of what needs to be done that day. And at the top, again, it shows, my outside appointments for that week. And I don't think there's anything. I was going to show you another day. So as you're going through each day, if you don't want to print them out, you surely don't have to. But let me show you an example of what I was talking about when I said shared assignments. So this, our Bible time is all of the kids. And so if I wanted to, I can just, because I check that option to just have one checkbox for all the kids, I can check that there. And it's going to do that because it's a future date. Let me cancel. Let me go back to today. Let me uncheck this just so I can show you. Okay, so I'll show you what that other deal was in a minute. Okay, so here, let's say that we all did our Bible story time together. Then I could just check that box. And if I want to see all, and now it's not going to show it. Well, let me just show you. It put it away because I have it hide the assignments that are already done. So, but if you wanted to show like this spelling I have for Jonathan and Rachel, if you click on this show both or show all, here's a math, they have to do the next lesson in their Learn Math Fast book. If you show all, then you can actually check just specific people, specific kids. If they didn't all get it done, you can check the kids that did get it done. Or if they did all get it done, then you can just check that box and you're done. So that's the planner view. So each day you can just go in and, check things off as they get them done, and then you're good to go. Now, one thing I wanted to show you is if sometimes a student may work ahead and get some things done. And one thing that's really neat about Homeschool Planet is it will adjust your schedule for you. So let me show you an example. I have some science here, Science Shepherd, and to be honest, we've been playing catch up because we got way behind. And so we are going through, the videos are very short. They're only like 3 to 5 minutes each. And so there's a video, I think about 5 videos for each week's lessons. And so we've been doing a couple of weeks each day just to get caught up and get done for the end of the year. So when we did the Science Shepherd, like, let's say, let me just pretend like today we actually got the week 30 lessons done. So if I go on here to check that I got it done, this is on tomorrow's agenda. Okay, it's not today. I have it scheduled for tomorrow. So if I go in and I say, oh, we got that week 30 done, so I'm going to go ahead and check it finished, then it will pop up with a little helper. And you can choose what you want it to do. You can just mark it complete and leave the rest of your schedule unchanged. You can mark it complete and move it to today. So it'll move this assignment back to Tuesday and show it as completed, but then it will leave the rest of the assignments the same. So you won't have any science, lesson on Wednesday if I did that. Or you can mark it complete, move the assignment to today, and then shift the rest of the schedule for this class forward. So what it will do then, if you click on that and then you click on that last option, it will move this assignment lesson, week 30, it will move it over to Tuesday and mark it done. And then it will take the rest of the assignments, because tomorrow, Thursday, I have week 31, and then nothing Friday. And then on Monday, it has week 32. So if you do that, then it will bump everything back a day and adjust it for you automatically. So I think that's really, really cool, especially since, it will do the same thing if you do not get an assignment completed. Let's say we did not complete one of these assignments, and then tomorrow I go to log in, it will pop up with a window and it will show you, these assignments were not completed. What do you want to do with it? And then it gives you lots of different options. You can delete the assignment. You can mark it as complete. You can do nothing and just leave it there. You can move it to today. So you can choose what you want to do with those assignments. So it doesn't let you forget about assignments that weren't marked done. Maybe you just forgot to mark it that it was complete. And you can just go in and do that real quick before it pulls up the current day's plan. So, as I said before, I am more of a relaxed scheduler or homeschool planner. In the past, I've used Evernote, and just for each of my major subjects, I write a list of what I want to get done, whether it's, by lessons, just complete each lesson. And then I just have a checkbox I check off as we get things done. But I kind of like this. I like that it keeps track of our attendance. I didn't show that to you. Each day, here you can see it on the daily plan. On the calendar, it's also here. But let me take it off the condensed. Now, I like it better that way. So anyway, it will automatically mark each of your students there, that they are in class that day. If someone is sick and they had to take a day off, then you can just uncheck it and then it will mark them off. If you ever want to change one of your students' attendance records, you can just go into their profile. You can edit their profile and go to attendance. And then here is where you can actually go in and change things, if you need to. If they were not present, you can just mark it off. So you can do that if you want to. If you need to fix something or you got something wrong, you can go back in and mark and change that. Let me see what else. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. Since I am more of a relaxed homeschooler, I did not really want to plan. Let me move that up. I just really didn't want to plan by the hour and have everything in here. I guess to me, it just, I don't know. Some people like to do that. They like to do blocks of time. I tend to like to just have a block of time where we do school, and usually our big block of time is in the morning and then a little bit after lunch. But I don't know. I just wanted to have the flexibility so that, as long as we got all of our work done, whether it was done in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, it was just checked off whenever it got done. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to go in and add a class for you. Trying to think how I want to do this. Oh, I'm going to show you this too. You can also put more widgets down here. So you can have widgets all across the bottom and all across the side if you want to. All right. Trying to think how I want to do this. I guess let me just go into the settings here and go into the, let's see, subjects. Okay, this is crazy, but I forgot where I add a lesson. Okay. Well, let me do one thing before I do that. One thing really cool about Homeschool Planet is they have some lesson plans that you can purchase that will go along with, you can easily import them into your Homeschool Planet calendar. And I got some just to kind of test it out and see how it worked. But once you purchase them, then they're going to be in your lesson plans here. And I purchased the Magic School Bus, kind of their science kits, and I ordered those maybe a couple years ago, and we didn't get through all of them. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to add some of these. Oh, here we go. There's where you can create your lesson plan. So anyway, let me get back to that. So these are the lesson plans. There's like a week's worth of lesson plans for each, or I think it's 7 days or something. But what you can do, and I'm going to show you this real quick because it's really, really cool. You can apply this lesson plan to your calendar. So you can create a new class or you can apply it to an existing class. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new class. And I want to include all the assignments in the lesson plan. If you don't want to include all of them and you want to select, then you can do that. And then it will show you there's 7 days worth of assignments, and you can uncheck things if you don't want to do all of them. But if you want to just do all of the assignments, then check that. And then what is the subject of this class? And I already created Magic School Bus Science. And then to whom do you want to assign this class? And I'm just going to do it to all 3 of the kids. You click next. You tell it what days of the week that you want to, if there's the school year, I'm just going to click it to do the remainder of this school year. If you want to set a time, you can. But again, I like to just click no particular time. Click OK. And then it says your new class will now be added to your calendar. Now we can see here is my today's calendar, and it has added that first day's lessons, and it shows you what to do. There's the experiment to do, and then there's There's even active links if they have like YouTube videos or different things that they want the kids to go to learn from. The links are right there and they can click on them. So let me go to tomorrow and you can see here it has experiment 2, and then it has the next days. And so it has, let me get through. So there's 4, 5, there's 6, and there's 7. So it goes through and it added that lesson plan. It added this lesson plan to my schedule. Okay. Now, if you ever want to delete it, you can just click on it. Or actually, you have to click edit. Sorry. You can edit the lesson plan. So here's where you can actually edit. You can add more things. If you want to add more assignments or add things that they did, you can add things to it. You can, if one in particular child did something different, you can just click on that child and add something only for that child. So you can do that. You can also just delete it. And I'm going to delete it because and I'm just going to delete every day, not just this day. I'm just going to delete. Okay. So now it's back to what I had before. So, but that is how, so then how you can add your own lesson plans. Let me go back. And I didn't see this because it got me confused because all these lesson plans are up here. But if you want to create your own, then you just click on create my own lesson plan. And then it will, you enter a title. And I'm just going to type something. You can indicate what days of the week. If you want to do 3 days a week, you can do that. And here's where you can set your assignments. So it has week 1, day 1, day 2, day 3. There's notes. There's the grading scale. You can track the hours. If you want to include durations for the activities of this lesson plan, then you can assign. I'll indicate the expected duration of each assignment on the assignments tab, or you can do the class method where it just records a certain amount each time. And then here's resources. You can add books, links to websites, any kind of resources that you use, textbooks, whatever, you can add all that stuff there. So one thing that's really neat about this is that you can add instructions so that it makes it easy to duplicate. So let's say this is math and I want to do lesson, and then let me click on more options. Okay, so I want to repeat the same assignment. I have a specific number of assignments that need to be completed by a specific date. I have a specific number of assignments, but no specific end date. So there's lots of different, let's do this one just for fun. On what day do you want the assignments to begin? On when? How many assignments do you have? Let's just say 5. How many assignments do you want on each day? 1. How many school days do you want to skip in between assignments? So do you want it to skip a day or not? I'm just going to not do it. Okay. Then next. So here it started on lesson 1 and see it just automatically filled in. And let me just go ahead and just click OK. Here's where you can select whether it's going to be graded or not graded for the lessons. Anyway, lots of different assignments or different options that you can pick. So if you click OK, it's going to add those 5 assignments, and I'm just going to add them. And here's where it's got the 5 assignments, and here's the duration that it's set. Here's the grading. If you want to grade it, you can select what kind of a assignment it is and what you want to grade it. Save it and close it. And then if I go back to my planner, then let's see, maybe it's going to show it. Well, maybe it's not. Let me see here. Oh, okay, I've got to apply it. apply this lesson plan. I forgot. Let's see. I'm just going to add a subject since I'm just testing this. Add a subject next, and we'll do it. We'll just do it for Jonathan. Okay, and next, no particular time date, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know what? I'm just going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The remainder of this school year, click OK. And then it's going to add that to my time. So here it added it to my planner, to my calendar. Let me go to the planner part of it. So here it added Jonathan, and it has the subject and the assignment, do lesson 1. And if we go, it's going to say do lesson 2, then do lesson 3. And then there's nothing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, do lesson 4, do lesson 5. And that was the last assignment. So, you know, there's lots of really cool ways. And I'm just going to delete this because I don't want it on my calendar, but I wanted to show you how that worked. So you can create your own lesson plans. You know, if you have a book that you want to read through and it has so many chapters, you can tell it you want to, you know, start this date and end this date, and then it will figure out how many chapters you need to read to get it completed. So anyway, there's lots of really, really neat things that you can do with this. And I have found it really easy to use. I was afraid that that it would be so complicated that I couldn't figure it out. And I hate spending more time figuring out how to use something and not being able to actually use it. I should show you too. You can also, this is the day view, but you can also view it by week if you want. Let me do the calendar. It's a little bit. So here's the calendar view. So you can view it by week if you want to, or you can view it by month. It's a little bit harder it kind of gets all squished. I don't like that view, but this weekly view is kind of nice if you want to kind of see what's going on throughout the week. Let me see what the condensed version of the week. Okay, that's kind of cool. So the condensed version of the week puts my appointment things at the top, and then it has, you know, the assignments underneath. So that's kind of nice too. Or you can just do the day. So I think that's it. You know, I've again, as I've said, I found this fairly easy to use. You know, it takes a little bit to get it all set up. If you ever have any questions, if you go up to the help button and you click on the tutorials, it will take you to a pop-up window or their website where they have all kinds of video tutorials to help you figure out, you know, to help you understand and learn how to do all the different things. I should show you the reports too. There is reports that you can do if you have assignments. Just a second here. Let me go to tomorrow's date. Okay, report assignments. Okay, an assignment list by student, and I'm going to customize. And we're going to do tomorrow. And we're going to show the uncompleted only. And we'll say, okay. Okay, then here's where it's going to kind of show you what it's going to print. So it's going to print, here's an assignment list by student. And you can have it, it'll print, see here's a page break. So it'll print a page for Jonathan, a page for Rachel, and a page for Wesley. And it will show exactly what they need to do, and they can check it off and give it back to you. And then you can indicate it, you know, that they've gotten it done in the planner. And if you have older kids, you can give them access to the planner as well, and they can go in and check off their own assignments as they get them done. But there's lots of different reports here. There's a grade report that you can do. There's class notes, and there's class hours. And then there's also, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me get out of it. Okay, and there's also transcripts. So if you have a high schooler and you're getting ready, you know, you want to prepare a transcript, it will actually prepare a transcript for you. So that's kind of cool. So, you know, you can use this planner however you want. There's so many different options and different ways that you can use it. And like I said, you don't have to use, you can set specific times of the day if you would rather do that. But for me, I just like just having a list. I like to keep it simple. I like just having a list that shows me any appointments for the day and what we need to get done, what all the kids need to get done that day. And we're kind of winding down our homeschool, so I don't have a lot of stuff left on here. We're totally done with our history. We're almost done with science and almost done with math. So we're just kind of wrapping things up, but I wanted to try it out for the remainder of this, last couple weeks of school so I can see how it's going to work. And I wanted to do this video too so that I can show you around inside the planner and just show you what an amazing resource this is. And it just helps you stay organized. And like I said, even if you're more of a relaxed homeschooler like I am, it still helps you because you can easily, jot down, especially if you have kids that are starting to learn more independently. You can, make your lesson plans out here and then print out those individual pages for each child, and it will help them learn to become more independent too as they work through each of the lessons. So if you have any questions on Homeschool Planet, feel free to email me. My email is sherry@sherrygraham.com. And again, this is just a wonderful planner. It's not very expensive. You can purchase a monthly membership or a yearly membership. And they usually run some kind of specials each month as well. And so if there's any current specials going on, I will indicate that in the blog post where I'm going to put this video. So you can check that out and see what's currently going on for a special. So I hope this has helped you. And again, I have not probably gone through every single thing here that you can do, but let me show you one more thing I forgot. Okay, here's the resources. So here is where, when you're creating your classes, you can add resources or you can add it here. But you can add books, you can add websites, you can add all kinds of things. You can add, I think you can even add, I'm thinking you can add a picture. I'm not for sure. Yeah, you can add a file from your computer. So you can even upload a PDF file or a picture. If you want to keep a record of something your kids did, you can even upload a picture and assign it to a specific, class or assignment even. So, but anyway, this is what's in here right now. There's some of these things I put in here, like the Child's Story Bible that we read. Here's a book that we read, Or My Name is Rachel. That was one of the books that we read for history. But these other websites that are in here are from that science lesson plan. They had some websites that they linked to. So that's what those are. So that's just a fun way too, if you want to show that you can print out a copy of the resources that you've used for that year. So I am going to get off of here. I've been going quite long enough, but I wanted to show you around and kind of give you a feel for what it's like. If you have any questions, again, feel free to email me. And I just encourage you to give Homeschool Planet a try. Usually, even if they're having some kind of a special going on, I believe that you can still sign up for a free month for Homeschool Planet. So you don't even have to put in a credit card. You can just sign up for a month and give it a try and see if it's going to work for you. And if it does, then after that month is over with, you'll have the option of signing up for either a monthly or a yearly membership. So thanks, and hope this has been helpful, and have a wonderful